Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about the new point system, the new 6-point system for New Zealand immigration. So currently we have the 180-point system for the New Zealand skilled migrant visa, but what I'm going to be talking about is this completely new system that's just been announced, which is a 6-point system, and this will be taking place from October 2023. So I'm going to just jump straight into it and start explaining. So the main new requirement is the residence visa is going to be based on 6 points instead of 180 points. And I've got the latest policy here. Immigration New Zealand sent out the latest policy. It's 68 pages of policy updates. They sent that out to immigration advisors a couple of days ago, and I'm just going to explain exactly how the points work. So this video will just be about the points. I'm not going to go into every single rule or requirement because that'll take too long. I'm just going to quickly go through the points now. So obviously it's a 6-point system. So to qualify, you need to score 6 points total. And there's a few different categories you can initially score points from. They could be from either income, your qualification, or New Zealand registration, licensing, or certification. So in New Zealand, some occupations need professional registration or certification or licensing for you to practice in that profession. So if you're in one of these professions, you might also be able to get those points. And remember, from these 3 categories, income, qualification, and registration, you can only claim points from one category. So what you need to do is you need to go to each category and you need to find out which category you can actually score the most points in. So I'll quickly start with income. So this income requirement is based on New Zealand's median wage. The median wage is currently $29.66 per hour. That will go up in the future. It gets reassessed quite often and it goes up, but it's currently $29.66 per hour. So if you get 3 times that, you get 6 points. If you get 2 times that, you get 4 points. If you get 1.5 times the median wage, you can get 3 points. So I'll leave you guys to do the maths, but it's pretty straightforward. 3 times 29.66, you get 6 points. 2 times 29.66, you get 4 points. And 1.5 times 29.66, you get 3 points. Or the other option is the qualification. So level 10 PhD, 6 points. Level 9 master's degree, 5 points. Level 8 bachelor's honours degree or postgraduate diploma, 4 points. A level 8 postgraduate certificate or a level 7 bachelor's degree is 3 points. So I think that qualification is pretty straightforward. The qualifications, they'll either need to be exempt from assessment, so there's an exemption list for qualifications that don't require assessment, or they'll need to be assessed by New Zealand Qualifications Authority. And we also have New Zealand registration, licensing, or certification, and the points depend on how long it takes you to actually become registered, so how many years of study and training are required. So to actually know how many points you would score, you actually need to go to what I have here is the Immigration New Zealand website, which is claiming skilled residence points for occupational registration. And you actually need to go down, you can do a search, for example, type in nurse, we can do a search and that'll give us results. Nurse, you need at least 2 years, so you can get 3 points. Or you can just go through and find your occupation on the list as well. So it's got like every occupation in New Zealand which legally requires professional registration, certification, or licensing. And take you to the funny one that'll might make you laugh. Go licensed immigration advisor. We get maximum points, 6 out of 6 points if you're licensed immigration advisor. That's based on 6 years of study. So 3 years for a bachelor's degree, 1 year for a specialist course in immigration advice and law, and then you need to practice for 2 years before you get a full license. So that comes to 6 years total. So apparently we get 6 points. So if I was a migrant, I would qualify straight away, but I'm not. And we can have a scroll down, have a look at some other occupations. Well, here we go. We got lawyers. Oh, they get 4 points. We got plumbers 6 points. Anyway, you can have a look through and see how they've calculated the points for these different occupations. It's a little bit confusing. I'm not sure how exactly they came to some of these requirements, but it's dependent on how many years it takes of like study and training to become registered or licensed. And yeah, typically 6 years will get you 6 points, 5 years will give you 5 points, 4 years will give you 4 points, and 2 or more years will give you 3 points. It doesn't actually explain it that clearly here on the policy, but if we actually jump back on the Immigration New Zealand website, we can see it clearly here. 6 points, a minimum of 6 years of training, 5 points minimum 5 years, 4 points minimum 4 years of training, and 3 points is a minimum of 2 years of training. So what you need to do is you need to check how many points you can get from income, check how many points you get for your qualification, check how many points you get for registration or licensing or certification, and then pick the category which gives you the most points, because you can only pick one. It's income or qualification or New Zealand registration, licensing, or certification. So you need to go through each one, calculate each one, and pick which one is the best. And then if you don't have 6 points, you still have the opportunity of claiming up to 3 points from skilled work experience in New Zealand. So let's say you scored, let's say you we paid 1.5 times median wage, you scored 3 points for that. You would need another 3 points to hit that 6 point threshold. So you need to work in New Zealand for 3 years. Or maybe you could score 5 points for your New Zealand registration. In that case, you'd only need 1 more point, so you need 1 year of skilled work experience in New Zealand. So it's a little bit confusing. This new point system was supposed to be easier than the 180 point system. Maybe it's a little bit easier, but it's still a bit confusing. So you just need to make sure you go through each category, go through income, make sure you have the right amount of points. See how many points you can score, go through qualifications, see how many points you can score, go through New Zealand registration, licensing, or certification, see how many points you can score, and then pick the one that allows you to score the most points. And then you'd come down here for skilled work experience in New Zealand, and you would try and get more points if you need them. So, and it obviously needs to add up to 6 points total. So I hope that's clear. I'll be making some more videos in the future, because it's not just the points requirement you need to meet, you also need skilled employment in New Zealand, you need to meet the English language requirements, you need to meet health requirements, you need to meet the character requirements. Meeting the points is just one requirement. There's still a whole lot of other requirements, and I'll go into more detail in those in some future videos. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful, and I hope looking at this policy was not too boring. If this video was helpful, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.